things that have been good, mesh things together, that have been successful. That can
What's good, YouTube?
an offense.
It's your boy Flash Speaks back, man, for another one. Nick Sirianni on the radio. He calls up the radio station every week. You know what I mean? Sit there, give a bunch of coach speaks answers. These guys asking him about AJ Brown, and he acting like he don't even know what they talking about. Good job, Nick. All right, we got to talk about VJ Edgecomb. All right, new 76er, who they drafted, number 3 overall pick. He was my guy that I was going for before the draft. All right, you can go back, check out my videos. He was the guy I was saying we go get after just looking up highlights and also following some of the March Madness college tournament, in Baylor, and really what stuck out to me was his athleticism. And anyone who follows the channel, you know me. I will invest in an athlete so long as the athlete has good character and a work ethic. Okay, he's humble, right? Work ethic, loves the sport. Okay, so VJ was my guy. I, however, had no idea that he would get off to a start, like the start he's gotten off to, right? I didn't come on here going crazy about game 1, 34 points, and the fact that this broke Allen Iverson's record of 30, which was probably the best debut I've seen for a Sixers player. Embiid had a really good debut too as well. I believe it was 22 points, right? Crazy number of blocks. He was doing some crazy stuff on limited minutes against the Thunder, right? Stackhouse actually had a good debut too, but I think Stackhouse scored more like around 26, something like that, right? But VJ Edgecomb really, for that to be done, and to be done in a W, makes it stand out. That was impressive, and his running mate, who we got to talk about too at some point, Maxey, right now got this backcourt looking like a top 5 backcourt in the league. I'm not declaring that yet, but the start they got off 3-0 start. Maxey 2 40-point games. VJ with a 34, followed by a 15-point, which is modest, which is kind of what I'm expecting his average to be about. But then he follows that up with a 26, right? So I don't know. It's looking like it may depend on how many games Embiid plays. That'll affect their scoring. Because both games where Embiid was out, Edgecomb gave you 34 and 26. The one game with Embiid gave you 15, which is good points. Like if he averaged 15 for the season, them good numbers for a rookie year. I would be cool with that. Now, like I said, I ain't been going too crazy about him, but these are the things we can confirm right now, today. We can confirm. Elite athleticism, without a doubt, that translates to the league right away. He jumping over people. He's taking off from not quite the foul line, but not too far from, like, a couple steps, he taking off. Good strength already. I'm surprised how strong he is, right? Banging with NBA players. Like, he was going up against guys like Paolo Banchero yesterday, who was just way bigger than him. And he was holding his own. Like, he didn't look like he getting completely bullied. Of course, Banchero just got that size, and he was able to get points and stuff like that. You ain't shutting the ball down. But I felt like VJ did a good job of, like, not looking overwhelmed and holding himself pretty well. He had to go up against another guy, Desmond Bane, one of my favorite players, one of my favorite guards in the league. Desmond Bane is my kind of 2 guard. And just remind me of Jim Jackson, guys like that. But VJ Edgecomb is that, that ideal 2 guard for me. And I like the way he really, go up against Bane. I ain't gonna lie, I had to be impressed with the fact that, he wasn't intimidated by Jaylen Brown, Derek White, game 1 against Boston. Boston, I know Jason Tatum isn't there, so they're not going to be, but they're still formidable. They're still out there beating teams, man. Boston's still out there beating teams. So I didn't know how legit that first win was. I'm like, you know what I mean? This is a different Boston squad. You know what I mean? They're not as formidable as they were. We real. But still, hey, you're a rookie. You went out there and handled your business. Okay? In the Boston Garden. In game 2, we're looking at playing Charlotte. Charlotte, who off to a nice little start. Got some talent. I don't know what their end will be. Like, I know the big part of their problem is injuries. But they got some nice young talent. Melo back. Brandon Miller playing. Miles Bridges. They got some young talent that could challenge the Sixers, Embiid played that game. And Embiid played well. He played well. The challenge is going to be, this is the challenge Nick Nurse is going to have, is what style are we playing? Are we playing 2 different styles when Embiid is there or he's not? Or are we just running and Embiid just got to catch up? I kind of believe in using that, let Embiid just trail. Don't wait for him to come down and set up in the post, right? A lot of people want Embiid all in the post and all of that. I only want Embiid in the post in situations where the offense might be stagnating. I'm actually liking the way they're running right now because that is actually looking like the most difficult version of them to beat right now is them running with these kids. I like the way Maxey run, obviously. VJ, obviously. I like the way the young boy, number 25, I like the way he running, play defense. Barlow. I'm liking Barlow. Their boy Bona, Adam Bona, like coming in, got it. Bunnies, Hops, playing defense, hard nose. My kind of guy, catching rebounds, catching alley-oops, catching oops, right? Who the other one we've been playing? Quentin Grimes been giving us good minutes coming off the bench. His jumper, nice and just wet jumper. You feel me? Justin Edwards been giving us good minutes. All this is good. Now I don't know how it's going to look. You figure when PG come back or when Embiid come back. I don't know how it's going to look, and I don't know what type of, I don't know. Like, are they going to affect the speed that we're moving at? Now, I do like the idea of being able to play a slow and a fast game. I don't like a team that can only play one way. But this fast pace is going to help you when you play, the New York Knicks of the world. When you play, Atlanta, Indiana, them teams that like to run. And then definitely the West Coast teams, OKC and so on. I like the fact that we're not turning the ball over. You feel what I'm saying? I remember there was a turnover yesterday Maxey did. We liking it. Damn near the fourth. We did midway through the third. That was our second turnover. Bro, if you could play turnover-free basketball, play defense, rebound the way we've been boarding, and I'm looking at Edgecomb's game. All right, elite athlete. Right now, he's looking like a 3-level scorer. Now I'm not quick to just put him there, say he's a 3-level scorer, but right now, he's almost looking like that, right? Because not only am I seeing this is what I expected. I expected elite athleticism to get to the rim and finish at a good clip. He looking like he almost excellent at finishing, which is crazy. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a little mid-range game with him. You know what I mean? He hit a little mid-range on baseline the other night. I saw him go in the lane and hit a turnaround jumper. He looked like he got a nice floater already when he gets to the spots he wants to get to. He looked like he can get where he wants. He got like a little floater. I'm flabbergasted by how good he's been playing so far. Right? I ain't jump on here and I'm not declaring he's gonna be this or be that, but I'm shocked. Like I'm flabbergasted. Okay? And how good does Cooper Flagg have to be in order to be considered the best player in this draft? I know they're already going to paint him that because he's coming in, with all the hype, already got the commercials, all the NIL bread, all the Cooper Flagg train. I get it. But you got a rookie right now, VJ Edgecomb, 3 games in, he averaging damn near 25. You feel me? And then he playing tight ass defense too. Averaging 25, playing tight defense. We didn't get to the ratings yet. I don't really start checking defensive ratings till we get to around 10 games, 15 games in. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to check that out later. But I'm watching him, right? Stand his ground on defense. Shuffle his feet properly, right? Get steals. Play them passing lanes. Block shots for a guard, right? Bro, I'm thoroughly impressed with VJ Edgecomb so far. Thoroughly. And listen, we beat, in my opinion, 2 legit teams so far. I know it's still early. Sometimes teams, take a little longer to get going. And I think that's what's happening with Orlando. I still believe Orlando's a good team. Really good team. I just think, sometimes it's also a slow start. You had Desmond Bain. I don't know if that's it should fit, but I don't know if it's fitting yet. You feel me? Wagner and McCarroll and all of them, they're going to be cool. I know a lot of people are not liking some of the other pieces. You know what I mean? But, that's an impressive win for the Sixers, basically, to win that, and that Boston win. You feel me? We're going to see, man. Just keep it going, fellas. 3-0 right now. Keep that thing moving, man. Keep it moving. We see what we can do with this. The Embiid and Paul George and all of that stuff. We'll figure it out as time go. But right now, I see a little something we got to work with, man. And let me know what y'all think, man. Peace out.